Hey guys, Parminder Singh here with London Properties in Kingsburg, and today's special guest for Faces and Places is Arlie Rogers, and he is an investment advisor with LPL Financial. Arlie, great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
You got it, my pleasure. Good to see you again. And so we want to discuss a few things with Arlie. One, he's a local guy here in Kingsburg, and so we're going to ask a few questions about Arlie, where he's from and his family, and then try and get some basic advice about how to invest your money and have a great retirement or provide for college funds for those kids. And so, Arlie, thank you again for being here. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, first of all, and I apologize for this. I know it's on camera, but I'm going to put my sunglasses
No, go for
on.
it. I've got my glasses ready
All right.
just in case.
Yeah, so name is Arlie Rogers. You said that. Born and raised right here in the Central Valley, just down the street. My folks are farmers. They've been out there for 50 plus years. So I grew up out on the ranch just outside of town.
Okay. And then how long have you lived in town?
My wife and I moved into Kingsburg in 2004.
Okay.
We started out over kind of on the south side of town, and now we live over by Rayford Johnson.
Rayford Johnson, okay. Wonderful. Of course, I'm a realtor. Arlie, you just sold your house and
That's
looking,
right. Yeah.
You've got a new exciting plan. You're going to be building soon?
Yeah.
New place?
Yeah, so we have a lot over in Satterberg Estates.
Nice.
And we're just getting ready to start building, hopefully soon, waiting for the construction loan to be finalized. But
Okay.
the plans have been submitted to the city and approved, so that's the major hurdle.
Exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting times.
So this new home, tell us about your family. Who's all going to be, tell me about your kids.
Yeah, so the big reason for needing to move is because of the family.
Okay.
There's 8 of us. We have 6 children, plus my wife and I.
Okay.
We have 3 boys and 3 girls.
Okay.
The 3 boys are our biological kids.
Uh-huh.
Their names are AJ, he's 15 years old, a sophomore at Kingsburg. Emerson is 13, he's in 7th grade at Clay, and Finley is 10, also at Clay.
Okay.
And then 5 years ago, we adopted 3 girls.
Wow.
Sibling set. So Mary Jane, who's 10, and she's in 3rd grade. And then our youngest daughters are twins, Paige and Cheyenne, and they just turned 9 about 3 weeks ago.
Okay. Wow, what a blessing.
Yeah, it's definitely been a blessing for us, and hopefully for the girls too.
Okay. So definitely, so now we're talking kids. Kids aren't cheap. Kids cost a lot of money, and
Yes.
so building a house is going to cost money. So give me a little bit about how you got into finance. How do you plan for all this stuff?
Yeah, so there's 2 basic things you can do to save for your children.
Okay.
One is education specific,
Okay.
and the popular accounts are called 529 accounts.
Okay.
And we like 529 accounts because they give you some tax advantages.
Okay.
So the money you put in there, any amount that the market returns and gives us some growth,
Okay.
you don't have to pay any tax on that,
Okay.
as long as you're using it for qualified educational expenses.
Okay.
So 529s are fantastic. There's also another thing that we have called life starter accounts.
Okay.
And these are for folks who maybe are going to, they know they're going to get a full ride scholarship, or maybe their college is already paid for, or
Okay.
the GI Bill, or things like that.
Uh-huh.
But parents still want to save for them.
Sure.
Parents can put money in these life starter accounts, and the funds are unrestricted. So you can use it for down payment on the, helping your child buy their first home.
Oh, really?
Or you can use the money towards helping them buy transportation to get to and from school, or there's different things. So we like the life starter accounts too in certain circumstances.
That's really interesting. And are those taxable accounts?
Unfortunately, there's no tax savings on those.
Okay.
You still get
Okay.
the growth,
Okay.
potential growth in the market, but yeah, no specific tax
Okay.
savings.
Okay. Good to know. Tell me about your educational background.
So I went to Emmanuel High School
Okay.
here in the Valley, so didn't go to Kingsburg, unfortunately, but we live
That's
here.
all right.
So,
We won't
yeah.
hold it against
Yeah.
you. Your kids are there.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But for college, I went to a small private school Christian college down in Southern California called Vanguard University.
Okay.
Double majored in business there, marketing and management.
Okay.
After that, I studied architecture at COS. And I'm just a few units shy of an AA degree in architecture.
Okay.
And then I'm partway through my MBA at Fresno State.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of education and full-time helping people invest.
Right.
Okay.
That's the most fun of our job is getting to help people.
So can we use your education, call you the architecture of retirement? And so you would kind of hybrid, put that together there.
I like that. That's good.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing about the family. Tell me a little bit more about the saving. So my understanding is the average American saves only 2% of what they make.
That's correct.
So with the cost of living going up all the time, we've got new bills which we never had before. You know, cell phones have crept in. There's all this technology fees that we're incurring, and of course it's hard to keep up with the cost of living. When you retire and you don't have enough, that's a big problem.
Yes.
So when should somebody start for retirement?
The earlier you can start, the better off you are.
Okay.
And really the phrase we use, we didn't invent it, but the phrase we use all the time is, it's time in the market, not timing the market.
Okay,
So
explain that.
Too often people want to try to say, well, the market's at a low, so I'm going to buy.
Okay.
And now the market's high, so I'm going to wait. I'm not going to put my money in.
Okay.
And they're trying to time it.
Okay.
And you've probably seen similar things in real estate,
Yep.
where people,
Yeah.
you know, they ask you, Parminder, are we at the low of the market?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, you get in when it's right for you.
Right.
But the market moving up and down is what gives it the ability to grow, and we don't try to time that.
Okay.
We just know that the longer you own your investments, the better off you're going to be.
Okay.
So our favorite clients, funny enough, are young people who are just starting.
Really?
I just met with a really young couple. They just got married about 4 months ago.
Okay.
Local folks, and they have worked really hard to get out of debt.
Okay.
And now they're starting to save for retirement. And they're both 22, 23 years old.
Oh, very young.
Yeah, so we love those people because they're the guaranteed millionaires. Because
Okay.
they're saving significant, well, not even significantly, but they're saving a dedicated amount.
Okay.
And they're dedicated to a plan from a young age.
Okay.
And that's going to ensure their success.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Because I've been thinking about this stuff, and in all honesty, I never really planned for retirement. So now this is more of a thing. I'm starting to figure this stuff out now. Of course, you know,
Right.
that's why we're chatting. We got to see what we can do for me too.
Sure.
So time in the market is the critical thing. So if
Correct.
somebody, let's just take a hypothetical. Let's say somebody invests now a little bit of money and then stop investing or contributing to their retirement. Let's say they put in a few $1,000s now, versus somebody who waits till they're my age or a little bit older to start retiring and they start putting more money in. How does that fare?
Yeah, so again, time in the market. There's actually a math formula to explain that.
Okay.
It's called the rule of 72. And I'm sorry, we're getting a little bit down into the technicalities
Okay.
and analytics here, but
Okay.
the rule of 72 basically tells you how often your money will double,
Okay.
given a rate of return.
Okay.
So if you take just the stock market average of the last 100 years, which is 9%, it's actually
Okay.
a little over, but let's say 9%.
Okay.
You divide 9 into 72,
Okay.
that means every 8 years your money will double,
Okay.
if you're getting 9%.
Okay.
So if you start at 24 years old, every 9 years your money doubles.
Okay.
If you start at, you know, my age, 42 years old, every 9 years your money doubles, but I have fewer times where that money is doubling.
Gotcha.
So the earlier you can start, the more times your money has to double or compound.
Okay.
And it's an amazing cumulative effect.
Okay. Okay. All right. That makes sense too. All right. Are there any? Let's say somebody doesn't work, or the kid or the parents want to put a little retirement money away for the kids. They're planning 60 years in advance for them.
Mm-hmm.
So just a little bit will make a huge difference then in that multiplication factor.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
If we just look at hypothetical numbers, and maybe this isn't a little bit, but $10,000, you know, starting at 22 years old, turns into multiple millions of dollars at 65 years old,
Got it.
without contributing any more money
Okay.
because of that compounding effect.
Okay. So let's say you have a newborn. My good friend Nick Merlot just had a baby yesterday, and so he's got his baby girl. He puts in, say, instead of 10,000 at 22, let's say he puts in 3,000 at 0. So the sooner you do it, the better.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So at 0 years old, again, if we're using rule of 72, and that money is doubling every 8 years, so from 0 to 64, let's say, that's how many periods of doubling is that?
Okay. 8.
Yeah,
8
it's
periods.
8, and we could just start multiplying that out, and you can
Okay.
see what that money turns into, and it's very, very significant.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. What else? General. Let's just say it's not a retirement account. People just want to, they've got a little extra money or they want to put it away. Do you handle those kinds of investments too?
Absolutely. It's not just retirement, it's any type of investment activity.
Okay.
And really what we want to do is educate our clients.
Okay.
So for new clients who we're just meeting, first meeting, we typically spend an hour and a half with them, just educating them on how the market works.
Okay.
You know, what is a stock? What is a bond? What is a mutual fund?
Okay.
We want them to be comfortable with terminology. We want them to be comfortable with when they watch something on TV, they can say, oh, I know what that is now.
Okay. Okay.
And we really want to take the fear out of investing.
Okay. It is intimidating.
Yes.
I'll be honest. I mean, I'm kind of intimidated about it. It's a little overwhelming. Okay. Let's see. What else can we talk about? Advice for young people. I know we keep touching on it a little bit here and there. But what about somebody who, little kids, they got a not paper route like the old days, but they work and they make a little bit of money. Mm-hmm. What advice can you give those young people?
It's funny. So the advice we give young people is exactly the same for all generations. It doesn't matter how old you are.
Okay.
But it works really well with young people. And the big advice is to learn to control your money.
Okay.
So you have a young child at home who's earning some money. If they earn $10 this week, we teach our kids, you have to save a certain percent of that money. Okay. And then you have to do something else with this percent, and with this much money, you can spend that. Okay. So if you can teach young people how to budget and control their money from an early age, or middle-aged people how to budget and control their money, that's the biggest key to winning the financial game at life.
So what's that percentage? You know, you've got tithing, 10% for the Lord's work, and then what should somebody put away for retirement?
A good rule of thumb is 15%.
15% of whatever you make.
Yeah, 15% is a great rule of thumb. The big reason is, you know, if people are planning on retiring at full Social Security age, which is 66 years old, the statistics show us that they're going to live until about 90. Yeah. So that's 24 years of life where they're living, not drawing a paycheck, but they still have bills. Right. Okay. So it really puts the onus on us to save for that eventuality of retirement.
Okay. So now I know young people, credit, saving, it's kind of hard. You had mentioned that you're part of Dave Ramsey's network.
Yes.
How's that? I know a lot of people are familiar with Dave Ramsey. What's a little idea about what's that about?
Dave Ramsey, very, very popular financial guru, if I can use that term. Sure. Essentially what he does is he vets local people who ascribe to the same philosophies and principles that he promotes, and then he endorses us. And I guess we can't call it an exact endorsement, but he does the vetting for you. So if you were to go to Dave Ramsey's website and you say, I live in the 93631 zip code and I'm looking for a financial advisor, my name and a few other names would pop up, and you can feel fairly confident that we are aligned with how Dave Ramsey talks about finances. Okay.
And what is his basic philosophy, real quick? What's he?
Yeah,
what is that?
His core tenet is budgeting. Okay. It's all about budgeting. It's all about giving every dollar a marching order. So if $1,000 comes in this month, you better know exactly where every $1,000 goes. Okay. You know, and he's okay with you spending money on yourself. If you want to go to the movies or buy new shoes or whatever, that's fine as long as it's within the budget. Okay. And saving, tithing, those types of things should be top line items on your budget.
So for us as a culture, immediate gratification, spend everything we got and check to check isn't going to help retirement much.
It's not going to help retirement at all. Okay. Unfortunately.
So being in real estate, my thing is always if you have a rental, you know, versus this, is there any difference in somebody doesn't want to manage property but they want to retire here? Are there any risks involved?
Yes, there's always risk involved with any type of investment. Okay. But it's funny, we often use the real estate analogy with our clients. Okay. And perfect example, you buy a home, that's the asset, and the home produces, if it's a rental, it produces rental income to you. So if the value of the home decreases by 30%, but you're still receiving rental income, you're worried, but you're not going to panic and you're not ruined.
Correct.
Right? And you would probably tell people, hold on to the home. It's a nice home. Yep. You know, you're still getting rental income. Yes. Your investments should work the same way. Okay. If you were to buy a company like Johnson & Johnson, or even a better example, Procter & Gamble, Procter & Gamble, huge company. They've been around forever. They make all kinds of household goods. They pay a dividend, so it's similar to a rental check.
Okay.
The difference, not the difference, but one of the things I point out about a company like Procter & Gamble is they have paid a dividend every single year without missing since 1891.
Oh, wow.
So
every
127 years in a row now that they've paid a dividend. That means they were profitable, and they shared that profit with the stockholders.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and that's one company of dozens and dozens, hundreds of companies that pay dividends and have that type of history.
Good to know. Okay. All right, Arlie. Anything else you'd like to mention that people ask or concerns when they meet with you?
Yeah, I think the last thing I would mention about it is investing isn't as scary as some people think it is, and it doesn't need to be as intimidating as people are worried about. Again, we want to make it as educational as possible and help them feel comfortable that when they invest, we're not gambling with their money.
Okay.
You know, we're not just hoping that something good is going to happen.
Okay.
It's called investing, not gambling.
Okay. All right, very good. Arlie, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Learned a lot. And actually, so if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Arlie or just private message me and I'll get you his contact info. And we're actually heading off to lunch to discuss a few finances as well. And so thank you very much for tuning in today with Arlie Rogers, financial advisor at LPL Financial here in Kingsburg. Parminder Singh with London Properties. Thank you for joining us and have a great day and God bless.